how many people playing the top MMORPGs. And the numbers will definitely shock you. So, MMORPG, the mysterious worlds where people are living their lives, at least when they have free time. What are the biggest worlds of these online utopias? Relying only on the data and analytics, using the proper sources of the information like Steam charts, Twitch trackers, and all the numbers that are important to understand, are these worlds alive or dead? Not using any fishy websites which are clearly wrong and just trying to automate info gathering. Here in this video I researched and picked all these precious games for you. If you are looking for the new life and prosperous worlds of existing MMORPGs that you can play right now to dive into in 2025, this is the top list of most played MMORPGs for you. My name is PLK, please subscribe to the channel. I'm making content about the multiplayer RPG games and multiplayer games. We're growing super fast, I love this community. Like, comment, subscribe, let's go. So we would have top 10 MMORPGs which are most alive right now, but I can't avoid EVE Online. So 11th place, EVE Online. Free-to-play, massive space MMORPG, the real sandbox. Which means this game is one of the kind, type of the MMORPG, where everything from small ships to enormous space stations made by players for players. You definitely saw through the years a lot of videos about massive wars between thousands of people in EVE Online. You can't say much about the population of the game through the SteamDB, but the official server status shows around 25 to 35 concurrent users every day. They have two different servers, global and Asian market server. And for this unique MMORPG, these are grand numbers actually. You're basically living in the world as a pilot of the spaceship. Together with others, shape the economy, sectors ownership, laws, pirates, and everything that you can imagine in your dreams about sci-fi universe. The game has its unique gameplay and UI for sure. Some people saying this is the Office Excel simulator. But this one of the most played MMOs still on the market, and you just don't have any other even close similar MMOs to that. Number 10. New World. New World just get the console cross-platform release, so looks like a lot of new people come to the game. We can see in the Steam charts around 10 to 30k players without the consoles, and consoles could be a big numbers for such game, because it's not a lot of MMORPGs that you can comfortably play on the console. So on the Twitch tracker we have around 1k viewers. New World is quite unique for the classic MMORPG. It has Souls-like element in the movement and full-fledged active combat. Interesting aesthetics and lore around exactly New World times when the Americas were conquered by the Western people. Of course, it has a different story in the game, but all the Spanish conquistadors vibes are adding a really interesting layer to the game. It had a lot of hype at the beginning and failed few times already during the timeline. But the developers trying hard to add new content and change the game, so it keeps steady community to play with. The game has dungeons, raids, open world, PvP battlegrounds and PvP in open world. So it was a bumpy road, but if you will like the game, looks like it will have some rise in 2025 with the new content and a new player base. Number 9 is Guild Wars 2. 12 years old game, came from the very successful predecessor Guild War 1. The game had very interesting and unique horizontal progression and super deep PvP. You basically feel yourself proper adventurer who can visit any zones and many activities which will adapt it to your level and progress. Together with that you have a super deep and interesting PvP activities like battlegrounds, arenas and so on. We don't have official data and Steam was introducing not so long for the game, so the main launcher is their own. You have around 3, 4, 5,000 people daily on Steam, but we know that it's around 50 million accounts in the game at the moment. As the game is pay to play, it's a lot of people. So checking different data sources like wikis and forums, compare this number to a small piece and also Twitch viewers, it could be around 20 to 50,000 people playing the game every day. Also, developers announced that they are making Guild Wars 3 for some time. The game is super alive. Developers also have a really tight schedule, delivering a lot of big expansions every year for the game. So that's a good choice. The place number 8, and that's a little bit controversial. Path of Exile 2, right? Listen, it's not purely the MMORPG, but it has so many active players at the moment, like around 2 to 300 daily, and that is RPG. Be with me. On SteamDB we have these numbers, and they are pretty huge. Path of Exile 2 is a continuation of Path of Exile indie ARPG, which became the only Diablo franchise real competitor. Except of the RPG mechanics, which are great and interesting in the game by the way, we also have huge social community, with own market to trade, whole deep wikis and a lot of content on the YouTube. As I said, it's not a proper MMO, but it's massive RPG, with some small pieces from the MMO. I personally spent a lot of hours already in the game and on the YouTube about the Path of Exile 2. It doesn't go anywhere in 2025, so it's a good time to try it. Just don't search the passive skill tree, Path of Exile 2. Don't do that, it's terrifying. Place number 7. The Elder Scrolls Online. Also hard MMO to estimate how many players are playing at this moment, but without a doubt, this game is the more than alive. Classical theme park MMORPG, with the deep focus on the storyline and questing. It has everything that you could possibly look after in the proper theme park MMO. Interesting dungeons, a lot of classes and open progression within the classes, PvP battlegrounds, and as I said, a lot of activities for the story enjoyers. Even if you don't have this nostalgia about the Morrowind or Skyrim, which is weird, but we are not judging, you still will be surprised by the quality of this game. Developers making new DLCs every year, so the game is always fresh and interesting. We don't have official data, and the game is super popular on the consoles as well. It's using own launcher and have some Steam data as well. On Steam we have around 15k people daily. And it's not even the main platform. On Twitch we also have a decent health number of channels, around 100 to 150 in average, and viewers around 3 to 5,000 daily. So overall I would say the game at least have around 30 to 60,000 players daily, which is a big number. Place number 6. So Black Desert Online. This game released globally around 8 years ago, and you can be 100% sure it is still one of the most popular ones on the market, and really big on Asian market. Why? This sandbox type of MMORPG with a huge focus on the PvP, grind and natural, very cool, I will say the best action combat system. Whatever class you will choose, you will feel yourself playing some cool kung fu movie or as the main character in the anime. It looks flashy and tasty, and that is good, because you will need to grind in this game for hours to progress. But at the same time, it will be much more enjoyable with this game. Big PvP fights, arenas, huge open world and real economy. All of this will give you good time and awesome friends through the process. Because as always, in Asian PvP-oriented MMORPGs, you need to have strong guild to make this game super interesting. So how many players are in the game now? It has its own launcher, so Steam is not the main source for the players. Still, Steam has around 15,000 players. And Twitch is more than healthy, look at that. It has its own bumps on the road, and not all the recent updates are to the players' liking. But it's definitely not a dead game, and will have around 100k concurrent players daily in 2025. Now the big 5. The 5th place, Albion Online. Steady player base grows for few couples of years already. Free-to-play, isometric, sandbox MMO in real cool medieval setting. A lot of PvP and PvE content. A lot of new updates, and daily active user charts are just higher than you can expect. By the official data provided by the developers, it's around 358,000 players daily. So the game will provide really unique experience, close to some old MMOs like Ultima Online, but with more fast-paced and more modern approach. The game has so many different solo and group activities that you definitely will find something for yourself. Solo dungeons and group dungeons, events, huge PvP battles and sieges, different PvE and open PvP sectors in the world like in EVE Online. Real economy and cute simple visuals, giving this game 5th place and one of the biggest online at this moment. Number 4. Throne and Liberty, my personal pain and joy. For all of the Lineage 2 enjoyers, this is the game for you guys. Very good, typical Korean mass PvP-oriented MMORPG. It peaked in a global launch around 400,000 players. Then in 2 months decreased to something around 30 to 50k consistent players in 2 months, which will decrease a little bit more, but still, it's a big numbers for the good online in MMORPG. Throne and Liberty is a top targeting mass PvP-focused MMO. Huge sieges with thousands of people literally fighting for the castle. Daily PvP activities around the world bosses and events. Super good visuals and a little bit of grind like we like it, right? Throne Liberty is something between old Lineage 2 with the new approach. It has more session activities like dungeons and bosses and still focusing a lot on regular PvP activities. Developers went through the long way from a clunky tab targeting combat system and mobile focus to something like hybrid, very interactive combat proper for PC MMORPGs. We still don't have clear plans from the developers for 2025 for Throne Liberty, but we definitely will have something that they have already on Korea, so additional content and new DLC will come. In that case, I don't say that this game will die in 2025. Now Big 3, and the third place is Final Fantasy XIV Online. Classical theme park story-driven MMORPG. Its story is epic, like literally epic. Imagine you are playing the MMORPG and storyline is the big part of fun. But it's proper open world MMO with thousands and thousands of people. Super cool. The main competitor of the WoW. Huge story progression and lore, interesting classes, diverse dungeons and raids with unique mechanics, and the best community in the MMORPG genre. And that's not a myth. Community is super supportive, working on the player growth in mechanics and fun. As a theme park MMO, it has a lot of non-progression related activities, like unique events, jumping puzzles, huge housing system with own clubs and so on. So Final Fantasy XIV is something unique that you should try together with hundreds of thousands of people. The game has own launcher for years. So the Steam charts, which are still high, like 22,000 people, it's only the fraction of the player base. So Steam, own launcher and a huge audience on the consoles will give us more than 100 to 150,000 people playing this game daily. Number 2. Then this thing always surprising me. Because that's the game which I didn't try, and I think 2025 is the year to try. Old School Runescape. Truly the one and only real MMORPG, with the peaks of 150,000 players daily for the long time. The most unique and free MMORPG that you ever played. If you can fight through the old school visuals and approach, you will get the thousands of hours of awesome unique gameplay. You can do literally everything in this game. Everything that you can imagine from the old golden MMOs like Ultima Online and all new activities will be in this one. Any type of PvE or PvP activity, huge deep crafting system, open players economy, and so much different events and activities. There are reasons why OCRs are always growing through the years. The secret of the game is also made in a way that all new content doesn't erase fun from something that you already have in the game. It's only on top mechanics and more deep activities. The game is cross-playable on mobile, I think even on your fridge, and in 2025 we will have official HD mode by the developers, so the visuals will become better as well. Just look at these numbers on Twitch, alive and prosper. You should definitely give it a try in 2025. And of course, number 1, as always, World of Warcraft. First, you have a lot of them to choose now. Classic, hardcore, retail, all of them are brilliant MMORPGs for any taste and any content that you want from the 20 years old ever-changing MMO. And it's still the biggest. Within the numbers like 7 to 8 million subscribers at this moment, crazy. And that's from the different sources that we get from the web. This is a subscription-based MMORPG, so it means a lot. Unfortunately, Blizzard stopped posting official numbers some years ago. But WoW is undoubtedly the biggest on the market and will be for some time. Developers just started a new trilogy for the retail WoW, which is going pretty good, and people are hyped about next 2 chapters of the DLCs. Hardcore series are super live and fun, personally spend a lot of time there, and Classic will always attract a lot of people. So WoW could be a really good choice to come back in 2025. I mean, if you didn't play the game before, well, you should. And now I had a question for you guys. What do you think? Which games and which numbers will be changing during the 2025? Which new games we will have in this list next year, like maybe Ashes of Creation or maybe Mortal Online 2 will become bigger, right? Just put that in the comment. Please subscribe to the channel. I love all of you and my community. Became one if you are not still, or like the video if you like the video. Put your comments and I will see you next one. Bye.